Man, this story is so compelling. I really wish I knew how to read. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Just checking out a copy of Tomy from Junji Ito's collection. Got it off of Books A Million, and you should do the same. Feel free to check out the link in our bio, the link in the description of this video. Feel free to go on hubtaku.com and check out the Books A Million link. Get you a discounted copy of this. Any other manga you're looking for under the sun, they got it. You want your Bleach, you want your Sailor Moon, you want your Chainsaw Man, you're going to be able to see that on the site at a discounted rate. And most importantly, it's a physical copy. Nothing beats the paperback, dude. Feel free to check it out. That's booksamillion.com. Check the link in our bio, get you a discounted rate, and always keep your head in the clouds. Hello. Welcome to yet another episode of Air It Out, brought to you by your gracious host, Bonnie of Hubtaku. I'm fucking excited for this episode because I got my mans on here, bro, and I know this nigga be out here doing a damn thing, so I want to make sure that he getting his flowers and his just due. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with right now, brother?
What's going on, man? This is the O that you should know, Omar Solo, also known as Bishop O to some, pronouns he, him, his, and super excited to be here, man. You know the vibes. Shout out to my boy Grant. You know the vibes. Let's ride.
You know the vibes. Shout out that man Grant for real deal, bro. Like, so this has been a while in the making too, because we had the conversations. Air It Out was kind of like starting to move and starting to bubble. You were one of the first ones to really catch wind of this shit and be like, yo, you doing your thing on that. And now things are starting to like get traction more, so it only felt right for us to do this collection episode, bro.
Happy to be here, man. Happy to hey, you know, my head is always in the clouds. You know the vibes over here. So I'm gonna keep my head in the clouds like Hubtaku. We gotta keep paying it forward.
Yes, sir. Now, in a good name of Hubtaku, the first thing we always do on this interview, we always have this segment called Air It Out, which allows you to air it out on one specific topic. You could literally come up here and say, bruh, I ain't like this about this, or I'm really fucking with this right here right now, and like, here's why. I'm feeling free to give you the floor. Feel free to go ahead and do what you got to do.
Air It Out community, friends, families, members of the Animaga community, I am here just to let you guys know
I know
that there's a series out there that I really want to talk about, but we're going to say that for a later date. I have to air something out that's near and dear to my heart, okay? And it troubled me. Last night I was out kicking it. You know, you can't tell from my face right now because black don't crack. But I was doing a poll while I was outside, and I asked a few people, older, younger, you know, jobs, no jobs, whatever. They're outside. We were all having a great time parlaying. And I asked them one simple question. And I need to air this out, buddy. I asked them, does sugar go on grits?
There we go.
Does sugar go on grits? And you know what they said?
What did they say?
I was disappointed in my people. Because 85% of the people I asked yesterday, it must have been a bad day for me, but they said, yeah, sugar goes on grits. Actually, real talk, I'm not gonna put my personal business out there, but I was talking to somebody and I removed their number from my phone.
Yo,
because she said yes. Now I put a number back in, but still, that's besides the point. Anyways, we got to do better. Sugar does not go on grits, and I pray for my community.
That had just been in my contact as 55111. Nah, like the name would have been gone, bro. I can't believe. First of all, like niggas out there eating grits with sugar in that motherfucker. Like
eat cream of wheat, nigga. Damn, like that don't make no sense. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense, bro. The wildest shit I done seen like probably ever is there was this video with God, it was God rest his soul. What's my man's name? It's escaping me right now, bro. But I know Key Glock and Dolph. Both of them was having an interview talking about just like grits and stuff with this one man's, and they was like, yo, you put sugar on yours? And he said, nah, I put salt and butter. This one nigga said, I put Old Bay in my grits, and everybody looked at that man's crazy. I'm like, right. Old Bay, the nigga was from the DMV, so of course it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like,
you know, that makes sense.
I'm not rolling with it, bro, because Old Bay and that motherfucker don't sound like it makes sense. It don't sound like it's good.
You either from the OD or Florida, we do some shit like that. It's like, you got Florida niggas and you got the DMV niggas. That's no shade. No, I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. Let's get it known. I'm not about to false flag, but y'all niggas are different out there.
a fucking day. It's cool though because like that the sugar don't go on grits question is a question that's an age old time for you personally that you've been moving on your brand that you've been moving on just like I've seen you do it at cons, I've seen you do it in Twitter spaces, I've seen you do it everywhere and it always hits. um it's cool because like that bringing your brand value up, it leads me to question like how did you get into this fold initially, like what made you want to kind of seek this out, the Omar Solo brand itself? What made you want to turn this into something specifically like, all right, this is something that I kind of want to maybe see down the line if it becomes a passion?
No, no question, bro. You know, we've talked about this off air many a times. I see my role in this community. First of all, it's just an opportunity. It's an honor and privilege just to interact with many members of this community. I've gotten to meet a lot of dope people. I've gotten to share drinks, share jokes, just share laughter, share fun times. And I think that's what it's all about. It's about a community to an extent. And as I find my role, I feel like as an elder statesman to some, because real wants to know I'm 36.
Yo, we gonna get into that too.
We're gonna get into that. But no, as an elder statesman, man, I just appreciate the opportunity just to listen, be an active listener, provide guidance when necessary, and just with the brand in terms of Omar Solo, Bishop O. I've always helped out from behind the scenes with with the teams, with the squads. And I've always had my own TikTok and my own content from there. But I just felt like like the sugar on grits question, I'm all about consistency to an extent. And I feel like if you have any type of brand, if you have any type of goals or dreams, I got this from Coach Babers, who's at Syracuse. The goal is to be consistently good rather than occasionally great. So if anything you're going to know from Omar Solo, if you call that a brand or not, you're going to know that sugar doesn't go on grits. Okay. You're going to know that. I'm going to stick with that. Even to this day, I don't care if I have one follower. I don't care if I got 12K followers. I don't care if no one's following me at all. I'm a man by myself. I'm a man by myself. I'm going to be a man eating grits with no sugar. I tell you that for damn sure. and that's the thing, man. It's so just those little things, consistency, and just listening and learning and asking questions and just watching the dope work that so many members of the community they're doing. My goal is not to be a content creator per se, but my goal is to just be that helping hand and just continue to assist. Now, if I grow on the back end, hey, more power to me, more power to those around me. I just want to pay it forward because I work in education. For those who don't know, I'm a college recruiter. And I love working with the youth. I love helping them go to the next level, giving them the experiences that I didn't know about when I was younger, and having the opportunity to just pay it forward. So I think those little things, they pay dividends. Man. It's all about that ROI.
Dog, like I'm not gonna hold you. If I had a recruiter coming up to me doing the TikTok dances and shit, making me feel like, all right, bro, this shit kind of lit. Like, hold up, I might have enrolled in that college too. Like my college years, I had to make that for myself great, and it was awesome. But at the same time, I appreciate you coming into this fold and guiding those kids into like feeling like, all right, well, hey, look, this is about to be some real world shit, and you got a game plan. Like you on your own at that front, but at the same time, it's like, bro, there are people out there who do want to see you win, who have your best interests at heart. Let us help you so that you can reach that next level, so you can reach that plateau.
Definitely, man. It's all about, reach one, teach one. There's so many quotes, and I'm probably going to drop 17 million quotables that I use or that I've learned throughout the time. And once again, another one, a mentor used to always tell me, and we used to talk to the students, is like the average age of these kids that we talk to are 17. They're halfway to 34. Like, prepare for the moment while still enjoying it. Like, prepare for the moment. But I always come back and follow up like, hey, not too much. I'm 36. I'm still hip. These little young, I almost said these little, and I'll say that for another statement, but these young children, the youth, right? They'll walk into me, because I say I'm hip, and they look at me like, Mr. Omar, no one says hip anymore. And then I says, I'm 36. Who gonna check me?
Who gonna check me?
Who gonna check me? Okay.
What you mean?
They say you got it. I'm like, I know, right? I know. But it's cool, bro. Like I love helping. Like this is so dope being in this profession. I've been doing this for about going on 12 years now, working in college recruiting, recruiting the state of Illinois, the Midwest territories, various high schools, rural high schools, city high schools, suburban high schools, you name it. And more and more recently, I've seen more students with anime gear on, anime merchandise on. I always walk around with my One Piece watch or my
Yes, sir.
Luffy anime AirPod case, and bro, and you can speak on this too. Like the kids are surprised when they see an adult like me peep their shirt, respect their shirt, maybe talk even more so about their shirt, and then when I ask, do you read manga? They're
Like
you
gas.
read manga too? So I live for those type of moments because I see it more frequently at every school I go to now compared to when I first started.
Like, so to that point, first and foremost, that's important, like just that connection. Anime, bro, anime as that gateway connection between just the youths and the adults in that front, like making us feel like, all right, well, we're not that much different. Yeah, we have that age gap on that stint, but at the same time, like you can connect to me on a level with your problems and we can have this conversation. I've been there before, I've seen it, I've gone through it. Like, come talk to me. But also the anime that I'm watching, I may be able to help you watch. Like, you watch this on your own accord, and it may actually help you with your problems. People devalue the value of anime so much. I love that right now it's getting a lot more shine. I love that right now it's like it's becoming a bit more of a household name for everybody, and the corporations are catching wind on it. But like the actual root of what it could really do is there's still so much untapped potential to anime.
Bro, anime is the only place where you can get a nigga at a barbershop talk about Demon Slayer, connect with a nigga
Facts.
that's 10 years old about the same show. All right. It don't matter who you are, bro. Like, hey, you see when Tanjiro did episode 18 or whatever, or did you see and don't let him become a part of our Nakama and become a One Piece nigga. All right, I know we can be a little toxic sometimes, but if you're part of our Nakama, we riding with you, bro. And bro or sis or they or whoever you want to be, you're with the crew. And I can't wait for it, man. It's super dope. It's such a, like you mentioned, it's a gateway.
Yeah.
And we're only at the tip of the iceberg of what it does and what it will do and what it will continue to do.
So that also leads to the point, that connection aspect we're speaking to all around just the anime and how it influences us. Was there a point in time when you were younger where you felt like maybe anime you would like I want to step back for a second. With you being a recruiter in that sense and guiding these kids to like becoming their best potential, do you feel like you wish you maybe had something like that in your life, or if you did, you're grateful that you had it? And B, does anime also kind of play a factor into any of that of your upbringing as far as that goes, which is where you're probably here now?
No question. My older brother and my father actually too. Even my mom as well. But my older brother was a big influence growing up. He was really big into comic books and cartoons. So me being the younger brother, I'm gonna watch what my brother's watching. He was playing RPG games. I was playing Final Fantasy because of that. And I'll always remember growing up. The lineup watching was we had Samurai Pizza Cats at 6:30.
Yes, sir.
We have Ronin Warriors at 7.
Yes, sir.
And then we had Sailor Moon at 7:30 before school.
Yes, sir. Boy, what?
Back to back to back heat. My pops, he grew up watching Thundercats. So throughout the house, I was Thundercats. Shout out to the geese, by the way. Shout out to the geese. But no, so my growing up, my brother was watching those shows, so that was ingrained into me. I didn't even know it was animated. I thought these are just cool ass cartoons. And then you go and you're watching Voltron, and you're watching Transformers. So growing up, I always had that love for anime and for the culture, and it really shaped me to who I am. I was very a jack of all trades, I would say. I was in musicals, but I was also playing football. I was going outside while watching TV. So
I was watching anime. He was touching grass too.
Exactly. So having those opportunities to just really shape me to who I am, and I think you go through, and it really didn't hit me till I got to the age of 28. But I thought I knew who I was. I was really comfortable with who I was. Like, hey, I'm an anime nigga, okay, and I'm a nigga who watches anime at the same time too. But I'm also, hey, I love sports.
Right.
I do this. I'm a sophisticated ratchet. I'm a jack of all trades, and I really felt like that helped me my upbringing, so I'm able to talk to the students. And I'm never in their shoes. I think one thing we always have to say is you're never in someone's shoes, or you can relate to their experience because it's their own individual experience. But you can listen and you can see where they're coming from, and also provide any insight on how your experience might help their future experiences.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's well said, bro. Like, damn, you took me back, bro. Nigga said Thundercats. Nigga said Samurai Pizza, bro. God
Yes,
damn.
bro. Who do you call when you need some pepperoni? Samurai Pizza Cats.
Pizza Cats. See, the real ones know, G, bro. And that's why I'm glad you're here on this episode, bro. Like, I know my introduction to Omar Solo, I want to say started Clubhouse days, just meeting in those rooms, having the conversations. I wasn't in the One Piece rooms because you know how I get with One Piece, which I'm now finally starting to get in line with. But like, thank you. Shout out them Barade boys.
They all come around sooner or later. Shout out to Barade boys.
It always happens. It always happens, bro. But like, I know the one thing where I really connected with you personally when I was like, damn, you a solid ass nigga, wrestling. So
wrestling, nigga.
That wrestling, boy.
Wrestling.
I want to start with Culture Cast. Tell me some more about this and how that kind of got into play.
Man, wrestling is for niggas. Shout out to that video a long time on Twitch. Nah, bro. So I've always watched wrestling growing up. Me and Bonnie connected on Clubhouse one time. We were chilling with the homie and we were just talking. It was all of us, and then out of nowhere, I think I must have just mentioned some wrestling stuff. And Bonnie was like, he peeped up because it wasn't just like a normal like Shawn Michaels, Undertaker.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned either an AEW match or an independent show. And Bonnie looked up at me. He didn't look up. He probably looked up at his phone like, "Hey, this nigga just mentioned Kenny Omega."
Yes. Yes.
So, and for those who aren't as mainstream, AEW is, another popular company, very popular company, with a lot of wrestlers that came from independents, also New Japan. So, you really got to be in the niche to know who some of these wrestlers are. So me and Bonnie I think we ended up talking for like hours, just talking about wrestling.
Just talking about wrestling shit, bro.
Just talking about wrestling, bro.
Talking about some of our favorite matches, talking about some of the funniest moments, talking about the wrestling geese. Like it was all crazy, bro. Like,
man,
we
love the geese. But no, so wrestling was dope, man. And then so I'm in a Facebook group, multiple Facebook groups for wrestling and all types of things. And there's one group that I'm in with a lot of close friends from the area, all across the states, called The Outsiders on Facebook. And we all were always in there. I'm a member of the admin team. We do a lot of polls. We've done Secret Santas. We've always connected. And me and my homeboy Ray, Worldwide Ray, we were like, you know what? Let's do a podcast one day. So we all met at the library. We brought our computers, we brought some mics, and we just recorded a horrible episode. Everyone remembers the first episode is just trash. Okay. So we called ourselves the Outsiders Podcast, but then there was another pod by that name. So they're like, what can we do? Ray's a black man, I'm a black man. We do it for the culture, by the culture. We do it for the culture. And if you're not down with the culture, we just can't help you. Welcome to the Culture Cast. That's how I was born. And it ran from there. So it's super dope. We're actually getting ready to prep for our upcoming season episodes. It's myself, Worldwide Ray. And we also have a homegirl, Britt to the Knee from the 618. And it's a great team. They travel. We are part of the Midwest Melanin Mafia for a lot of black wrestling creators. Our homeboys Know the Ropes podcast from St. Louis. Our homegirls Down for the Count over in Ohio. And then also the homie Trey, We Love Wrestling _ over based off of Indy. So we've all got up at Indy shows together. They were at Mania together. I couldn't make it, but they were at Mania. They were at Wale Mania. Shout out to the section. So we've been able to hit multiple shows together and do shows together. It's been fun,
bro. Wale Mania. I want to take a step back real quick to talk about this for a second. I went to one Wale Mania in my life, and this was when WrestleMania had come to I forget which number. It was the one in New Jersey when Kofi won the title. That was Wale Mania. I want to say it was 5, I think. Ran into a couple really good people there from the internet. Shout out Littlefoot. There was a couple really great
people. Shout out Littlefoot.
Yo, bro, shout out. And just the vibe all around in that spot where everybody was in there. There was niggas on stage. It was just all around a great moment, bro. Ricochet came out, Samoa Joe came out, Chris Masters had popped up out of nowhere. Kofi was in the section. G. They had King Booker and Charmel over in the side on some like, yo, you royalty, you the guest of honor, you gonna sit there and just pull up
Bro,
like,
I remember that one, bro. I was like, because it was Kofi Mania, R.I.P.
yes,
Shad, because Shad was there, R.I.P. Shad, Shad Gaspard, and
yeah,
the vibes was just ridiculous,
it was,
ridiculous.
bro.
Oh my god.
That shit was
Oh, and
crazy.
Samoa Joe came out. They had the Jay Z plan. Allow me to
Yes.
reintroduce
This
myself. My name
myself.
is
My name is
Ho.
Boom. Mm-mm.
H to the O V. Ooh, I'm getting
Yo,
chills.
niggas was in that bit going crazy, boy. I'm telling you, G. Like, and to that point, like with the culture cast, right? So do you ever foresee yourself at that point? Because I know y'all are starting to bumble and y'all really are making waves on that front. Do you ever see yourself kind of turning that up to the point where maybe y'all are hosting, say, things in the Midwest area? Because I know you got all the connections, like hosting some kind of a party or some kind of just a wrestling related event.
It's been talks. We shout out to Ray, who is part of the team. Man, he is truly he produces the pod, but he also works for Warrior Wrestling. The
Oh,
independent company. So he
yeah,
does a lot of the behind the stage things, and he also did some stuff for freelance wrestling as well. So he does a lot of work, like everything with the pub. Like we have merchandise and everything for Culture Cast, but we don't do any of the sales. Like we don't get any of it. We donate it all to independent wrestling, and that can be
nice.
sponsoring a wrestler or buying a wrestler, not buying a wrestler. Shout out to our homegirl Britt. She did an interview with Victor Perry, I believe, who was the leader of the wrestling club. And for those who are familiar with the wrestling club, is
Yeah,
the teacher out of New York that shows his kids wrestling. So she did an interview with him a few months ago. So she's been doing it. She runs our Twitter too, and she had this one thing with Seth Rollins that blew up, but it had a scene from Baby Boy with the jet. So you already know the scene I'm talking about because he was
yeah,
talking about
dude.
Self's jacket. So no, but in terms of doing stuff in the Midwest, I think time will tell. I think we are working slowly and growing the brand and getting out there. Excited for this upcoming season, just to because we got a nice little pod schedule available together, and get ready to just get some content going. Like we didn't even we took a year off to an extent. We were active on Twitter, just we didn't record really because we were all busy, but we still had some statistical growth, and both on social media and also in with the pod. So just excited if like we didn't even do content last year, we saw growth. So imagine as we stream up and prepare to drop some episodes and cover some events and things of that nature. So yeah, Britt, we've donated and been a part of Black Wrestlers Matter since the inaugural show. So yeah, we're working in the back end on the wrestling end. I don't put it out there like on my personal Twitter like that, but yeah, we're on the back end a lot. So the goal is to continue to grow and yeah, pay it forward.
Yo, niggas is doing all of that on the back end. And first and foremost, that's commendable. Like, that needs to be stated right now. Like, all of that stuff on the back end, people don't realize the importance of your brands and just all of a sudden yourself as a content creator. The amount of work that you need to do that's like off the screen is just as important, if not more important, than what you actually do on the screen for the sake of the content given to other people. That's what really elevates you to the top. So, like, if taking that year off, like you said, and just setting the stage for a lot of stuff to come for 2023 means when 2023 comes, y'all out the gate, y'all moving and maneuvering. Like, I just know, because in knowing you as a person, I just know for a fact that this coming year, y'all really about to make waves in this motherfucker.
Hey, bro, I've said the same to you with Taco, bro. I said from the jump, I'm like, hey, bro, your head's in the clouds, but the sky's the limit, and there's no ceiling to what y'all can do. When the limit is the sky. So let's just keep rising. Let's keep rising,
You
bro.
already know, bro. You already know. And it's funny because, like, I think about things like Hubtaku, like, and the day ones and everything of that nature. It takes me back. It takes me back to a time where we were at DreamCon. A lot of legwork and stuff was being done, a lot of movement, a lot of just content creation were being done, and it made me think about how amazing it was that a nigga like you essentially was able to get away with this one TikTok video that I'm thinking about. There was this TikTok video that was made by one Omar Solo in which I don't know if you're aware of DreamCon and RDC World. You should be if you're listening to this episode. One of the funny things that happened with a LeBron James, Mark Phillips happened to say, "I'm 36," and just so happens that a young man who happened to turn 36 was able to get a video with said Mark Phillips from RDC, and they both said, "I'm 36" together. Can you walk me through how that happened and how you got to that point? I know the story, but I want to know for other people to know the story.
Man, so a week before DreamCon, I'm at the I'm at the training guard, also known as the gym.
Yes, sir.
I'm always lifting. I'm always doing something. And into the workout, I'm cooling down, and I'm saying to myself, "Hey, I'm 36, and I'm gonna be at DreamCon next week. It'll be great to be in a video with Mark, so we can say together, I'm 36, you know." So, first day of DreamCon arrives. Well, we get down there early. Y'all tap out. Bonnie passes out. I got a video of him passed out on the floor because hey, he went to sleep. He went night night. All right?
Yo,
he went night night. But we get to DreamCon. All right. We get to the stories that we can tell about. Anyways,
bruh,
shout out to the gang. We get to DreamCon. I see him walking from a distance. I'm like, I'm not gonna get it on the first day. All right, I want to catch him. My goal was at Club Dream, the party, to make that happen. Shout out to Land Party. Shout out to my boy Greg. Yep. And so we get to Club Dream, and you know, things were happening around, you know, not out of their control, no power. Right. But I saw Mark for the first time, and I also saw Ben. And let's just say Omar's mood was not the best. Okay. And I might have said some things that, you know, was not out of pocket, because for what was happening, I was upset. I'm upset. Shout out to Drake. And you know, I might have said some things. And yeah, things that you probably shouldn't say to the people that run the con. Just, I'll leave it at that. Things you shouldn't say to the people that run the con. And I get back the next night, and I think to myself, like, damn, Nick, you just fucked up. All right. Like, you finally meet Mark, bro. I know things ain't going your way, but you got to put a smile on your face. Oh, what do you tell your students? You got to think positive. But no, I let the negative win. I let the words fly. I let the chopper sing.
Yo, a nigga moment happened. A nigga moment happened at that night. It was on the screen.
It was definitely a nigga moment, all right? And nigga synthesis was not happening next after that. So the next day of the con, it's the night of the Anime After Dark live panel, right? So earlier in the afternoon, I must have ran to Ben. And I walked up to him like, "Hey, bro, I know I walked up to you yesterday, blah, 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 whatever, blah, blah, blah." You know, I apologize for coming out of pocket. He said, "Oh, bro, it's all good, you know, whatever." And I even mentioned to him, "Hey, make sure you go to AAD." And just the public, because, you know, shout out to Worst Gen and Blanime. You know, those are the niggas. And,
yes, sir. Shout out our partner, Worst Gen. Shout out Blanime, them good people over there.
Concept Moon, you know, they help out Blanime. So,
shout out,
you know,
Concept Moon.
That's the family. So I had to pump that show because I knew that was going to be an amazing opportunity. And so, of course, I get on stage, I rock it, you know, I do my little 36, and, you know, I spit my truth. I sing for the Tabernacle of Boji. Shout out to Panda. Fast forward into the night, kicking it, great ass night. I wake up late for brunch, and I got one more day left to DreamCon, right? And for some reason on this day, I'm like, you know what? I got one goal, Omar. Even if I don't get the video, if I can run into Mark and just be like, "Hey, bro, I apologize for blah, blah, whatever, we're going to make that happen." So they get to this little section. They have this little section. I peep, there's a huge crowd. So, you know, when there's DreamCon, when there's like a huge crowd, it's either RDC,
somebody there,
or Berlizzi or his crew. And we won't talk about my situation with his security guard. But anyways, I see this RDC, right? And there's people moving their way around. So then I had to, you know, I lift weights for a reason. And I'm like, I got to get my weight to the front. So
he ain't only lifting spirits in this motherfucker.
Hey, sorry to this man. Nope. All right. Spirit bomb. Elbow. Weave. Counter. Counter. I make my way through. I'm close to the front, right? And you know, as a nigga, you gotta just in order when you gotta get the attention, you just gotta abruptly, because niggas want pictures and t-shirts. I'm like, I need to make content. So I'm like, hey yo. So I'm like, hey, bro, I just want to give you your flowers. I quickly apologize, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't even remember when I walked up to him that Friday night. But
Mm-hmm.
in the essence of it, like I'm 36, and this is all on my social media. Feel free to clip it, Bonnie, and add it. Um, I'm 36, and then we got to post it, and I think that was dope. And he did it, and it was genuine. You could tell. He said it takes a lot out of his voice, but he gave me a really good invitation for it, and I'm grateful. And it was all able to come full circle, man. So, and I told y'all weeks in advance, months in advance. That's all I
Yes,
wanted for DreamCon. I'm like, all I want is to
dog.
meet Mark and say I'm 36 together because I just turned 36.
Listen, to all the people who listening, who support Hoptaku, to who support Omar Solo, the people who just like have been touched by Omar Solo in that sense, like the the human voice, words have meaning. That shit go a long way. When I tell you this man has been saying for weeks on end that he was going to run into Mark and he was going to get the I'm 36 clip. He's been like, bro, like me is God is my bro. We was all in there and we heard him say it. He kept saying it. We knew it was going to happen. There was no doubt in my mind that it was going to happen on that front. And when he did it, I'm like, bro, this nigga really set his mind to something, did it, executed it, and now he got great content because of that. Like moments like that are why I feel like Omar Solo cannot fail. Omar Solo gets
Man, I'm one of one. As Beyonce say, no, I think bro. At the end of the day, I'm just doing the work and I'm having fun. And this is pretty fun just to watch the community from afar, man. Once again, I'm not a content creator per se, right? But I do enjoy content, and I do enjoy anime. I enjoy manga, wrestling, music, musicals, liquor. The vibes, okay, you feel me? So no, I just enjoy life, and I really came to a point as a professional now, like I was mentioning in callback, when I turned around 28, 29, I'm really embracing who I am as a professional. When you're growing up and you feel like we frame the word professional into its own narrative of what a professional should be. All right, and working for where I was working for, where I still work for, and I love my place. Don't get me wrong. People always saw me as, I felt like I was striving to be that professional, right? But I wasn't being myself, and I didn't realize what makes me unique is myself, my ability to connect with current events and topics, and just being a sophisticated, right? Not only I can be a first generation professional. So I remember I was at a party. Shout out to Grits and Biscuits. It's a traveling party.
Shout out.
I was having a nice little dance with a young lady, and then we started having a conversation. And she is a lawyer, and I'm thinking to myself, she's older than me at the time, and she's done quality back, and I'm like, man, you just out here living your life, man. You doing this, and I had an epiphany. I'm like, why am I worried about A, B, and C when she's just out here having the time of her life, all right? And I thought to myself, like, am I really happy with who I want to be? Okay, you had that aha moment. I tell people all the time now, I can't tell you when your aha moment is gonna come.
Yep.
But when it comes, latch on to that baby and just ride that wave. And I think it's been dope. Life has been lit ever since, man. I embrace who I am as just a true sophisticated man. I'm just a nigga who watches anime. I'm a nigga who does this. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna sing some Disney music with you on my gym playlist, and then listen to Chief Keef afterwards. Hey, it's a beautiful thing.
Finito ring off in that motherfucker, bro. It just so happens we got to do it.
Hey, I'll go from finito to it's soaring, flying. High School Musical in this bitch.
And it's funny you mentioned the singing aspect. I also want to speak to bro. First of all, you're a man of many talents. Let's make that be known right now. But one of the talents is definitely singing and just moving the crowd. Let's talk about trap karaoke.
Shout out to the trap karaoke family, bro. First of all, I'm not a singer, buddy, but you're an amazing rapper. Make sure you go stream Bonnie's music.
Thank you.
All right, we're just gonna keep giving flowers back and forth throughout this entire interview.
Hey,
the trap karaoke, man. So once again, another traveling event. For those who don't, like I said, I go outside, folks. I'll be outside.
Yes, you do.
I recommend it. It's good for your soul.
Little grass never hurt nobody.
It's good for your soul. So Trap karaoke, I looked at the events and I'm like, man, I've always done karaoke forever. I've done like Disney music, Backstreet Boys, DMX, What These Bitches Want From a Nigga. And that's DMX has all been like, I really want to do that on a stage. So I stumbled upon trap karaoke. I go for the first time. I didn't perform, but I left like I was at a huge family reunion. Shout out to the entire trap karaoke team. You guys know who you are. You know I rock with y'all. It was amazing. And like they call it, everybody's like, yo, what up, cousin? It's just a great time. So the second time I go, and I'm like, I'm gonna perform this time, right? It was near the end of the show, and there's a lot of subpar performances, and I get up there and I rip that hoe. Okay. I do DMX, What These Bitches Want From a Nigga. This is 100 pounds ago, Omar. I ripped that hoe. I'm nuts. I'm talking about Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, Annalisa, Teresa, Monica. Come on, I'm going nuts, right?
And about 3 Kims.
Latoya and Tina. Kept Rashida, all that stuff. Okay. So, and I'm going nuts. And next thing you know, that performance like put me up there. And after that, I went to trap karaoke in LA. Hit it again, LA crowd ain't see it. So then, the world 2020 happened. It's been a minute. And because I remember I did it in 2019. It wasn't my best performance, but I did it again. It was cool. But then the world slowly reopened and we had trap again back in 2021.
Yeah.
And when I did the return of the Suburban DMX, and I hit that for the one time.
Was that when the slide was implemented?
That's the slide, yo. When it's calling my name, said I was struck. The one thing I gotta know,
I'm being nigga for life. That slide, bro. Dog, the way the crowd moved. At that point, I'm like, this nigga is goated. I'm not gonna hold you. They gotta have a trap karaoke Hall of Fame, and they gotta have your shit in the rafters, bro. You with the prayer hands.
Low key, me and my boy, shout out to my boy Jay Mills. If there's a Chicago Trap Karaoke Hall of Fame, me and Jay are both in that shit.
Ooh, see?
So, and I say that confidently and objectively. I like no subjectivity about it. Both myself and Jay Mills are both in the Chicago Trap Karaoke Hall of Fame. It's been ordained by the good people. So yeah.
All right. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Little intermission session just happened, a little commercial break, but now you are back to air it out. The question that I was going to ask you, my brother, was I wanted to take a second to talk about just your the Chicago aspect. And I know you mentioned it a lot. I saw that hoodie, and shout out to Pillars, by the way. I know that's something that's really near and dear to you as well. I wanted to know some more about Omar just navigating through Chicago and what that meant as far as just the upbringing in this anime space. What Chicago did for you to get you your position right now.
Well, shout out to the gang, the homies at Hiller's Fashions Club. They do amazing work. They are the founders. All went to my undergrad, so they've done just amazing things. And I'm always the first one to tell people all the time, I am from the suburbs of Chicago. All right. So I think there's a difference. And I feel like people always think, oh, you're from Chicago. No, you're not from Chicago. You're from the Chicagoland area, or you're from Chicago. All right. There's no difference. There's a big difference. But no, man, it's albeit being from the Chicagoland area, you know the narratives that are out there which are unfortunate, which don't make sense. But I pride myself. I feel like we are the creative engine of the country. A great friend of mine always says everything dope about this country has come from Chicago, and there's a lot of stats to prove that. Go follow Six Figure Dilla on TikTok or IG for more information with that. But this is my home. It's raised me, it's trained me. It's really trained me into what I watch anime wise, how I connect with people, and how I view things, man. I might say something that's fake decent, and they think I'm saying it's horrible. When really fake decent out here is pretty good. That's a high quality compliment. But no, man, I think just being from the land is just a beautiful area. I get to being from where I'm from. Like I'm from the Chicagoland area, the suburbs of Chicago, but I also recruit in the city of Chicago. And when I'm recruiting and working with a lot of students, no matter where I'm from, some students will walk up, they'll see, hey, bro, I see the watch, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. Like, or I'll see an Attack on Titan shirt, and I'm able to just make those connections. And I feel like that's the key thing. Anime, as you mentioned, is a gateway to opening so many doors, and that's what I kind of utilize this genre, this small community, which has such mass potential. I use it to connect with people from all across the region, and connecting with a lot of great folks in the Chicagoland area who love anime. And I just met a few more new people that I didn't even know were from Chicago. Shout out to the homies Geek Set. They're from up the way in Milwaukee. They said they're down to come down to the Chicagoland area and kick it too as well. So being from Chicago, New York is killing it. The East Coast is killing it. The DMV is an amazing community. Atlanta is growing. There's a lot of great, amazing creators over in California, but don't sleep on the city. The Chicagoland area is coming. I'm not saying that I'm leading the charge. I'm few and far between from that, but there's some amazing creators in the state and in the city, the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago. And don't get it twisted. If 2023, 2004, you start to see more and more younger creators from this area blow up.
Hey, bro, I love to see it. I love that passion. You shouted out some really good people in that too. Shout out Geek Set. Shout out Deuces. Just yeah, bro. I like the one question I do want to ask. Also, being from the Chicagoland area, you mentioned, and shout out to not only Jr. Bang and Came from the Port as far as the Black Wrestling Podcast. Shout out Scott. Shout out Joe. Just the whole barbershop network in general. Harold's, Uncle Remus, which one you rolling with?
I'm a Harold's guy, man. I'm a Harold's. No shade to Uncle Remus, but give me my fried hard, mild sauce and everything. I need that. Okay.
Sauce on, hey, sauce on the wings or sauce on the side?
Both sauce on the wings and fries. If you put sauce
Okay.
on the side, bro, you bougie, man. We ain't got time for that, man. Get your hands dirty. Get your hands dirty.
Yo, I never understood the severity of it until I started getting into like just speaking to more Chicago people and hearing about it. Like Harold's is one of them things in my life before it's all said and done I want to try. Just like mumbo sauce. I want to go to the DMV and see what that's talking about. But like every single time I bring that up to a person, because I've worked with people from there and I've always heard other which side. Like I've heard maybe one or two people say Uncle Remus maybe fry it harder or something. And I'm like, I don't really know what's to it. But that's one of the things I definitely like if I'm ever out in Chicago, which has to happen. Definitely want to see what's to it and see which one's the best one to run with. But it wouldn't be me if I didn't ask that question.
Oh, man, you got to get both. You got to go to Portillo's. You got to go all, and you got to get the pizza. And I'm not talking about like the touristy pizza shit. I'm talking about
that deep dish.
No, we don't fuck with the deep dish. Okay, that's for all right. That's for the folks without melanin. Okay, we eat real pizza over here. Let's get some quality thin crust pizza, and that's what we rocking with, right? That deep dish shit is for the birds. We don't promote it. That's not what we eat. You heard it here first, okay? No matter if you're from the burbs or the city, we don't eat that shit.
Thank you, because I be seeing that pie and I be like, I don't know about that, bro. They're like cake. But hey, that aside, the ultimate question, the ultimate question I wanted to ask you too, what is the ultimate goal for Omar Solo, and what's to come?
No problem, man. That's a very simple yet complex question. I love that. The ultimate goal, I think, is just to piggyback and have a callback to the beginning of the episode of this interview is I want to be consistently good rather than occasionally great. And I really feel like that's with everything that I do. So, for example, I'm one of the founders in Twitter communities for the Training Arc, which is just a safe space for those who are, trying to go plus ultra in the gym. That could be with what you eat, what you work out. So being consistently good, constantly providing encouragement. Like I tell people all the time, I'm not a trainer, even though I lift and I'm pretty strong. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not a trainer in any way, shape, or form. I don't have a degree for that. But I am an accountability partner if you choose to. If you choose that,
That's a fact.
and we're going to push you to step outside your comfort zone. So if you want that, we can make that happen. But no, so just staying consistent with that and helping that community grow, helping that community stay vibrant, and just loving the growth that people see. It could be just me posting a strength video or somebody's starting random challenges, man. I think it's really fun. So that's definitely one thing. I really strive to be consistently good rather than occasionally great with all my endeavors. Ultimate goals, of course, I would love to grow into more of the presenting going forward into like various panels, 23, 24. That could be a lot of opportunities. There could be fun presentations that I thought about, because with my lifestyle and things that I enjoy, there's a lot of karaoke or battle type presentations I could put together that I have in my head. But there's also, educational ones, the power of anime educate, just things that you can utilize with various anime shows that can be taught in terms of various theories or just policies or things that you can take from a show and utilize that scene and relate it to life and how it adds to your toolbox for leadership. All right, I think we all have a box of leadership that we can develop, and sometimes you need to grab that hammer like Nobara from JJK. Other times, you have screwdrivers. There's different types of screwdrivers for every problem you got to solve. Sometimes you need a Phillips, and sometimes you need a flathead, and sometimes that shit just gets out of. Sometimes that shit gets out of order. You just gotta knock that hoe in, just with your hands. Hey, it'd be like that. For every tool, there's a way, and I feel like just developing that. Who knows when I work on that? Because real jobs, but. I have some ideas in terms of that. So I would love ultimate goals to present at some cons, grow in the back behind the stage, behind the scenes in that sense, assisting. I'm emailing ideas and seeing those ideas come to play. As somebody that's been to a lot of conferences and just attended like my first DreamCon with you this past summer,
Yes,
just
sir.
seeing the dope potential of that con and seeing what the sky's once again, just like Haptaku, the sky's the limit. So just watching it grow from afar or from the background or just as an attendee, man, I think those are the key things. But other than that, man, outside of that, man, my ultimate goal is to make sure that people are not, when I say people, I mean us. We are not putting sugar in grits. You thought I was about to go on a little tangent and just really promote the culture, which I'm always going to do. But no, let's bring it back to what's really important. And we need to stop this as a community. Someone says, no, you shouldn't judge. No. Okay, this isn't a safe space when it comes to sugar and grits, all right?
Not in this community.
not in here. All right. I want to be perfectly clear. This is an objective fact. Okay.
We gatekeeping that shit.
There's no nuance to what I'm saying. I'm not going back and forth. No, this is not flip a coin. You're one way or the other. All right. But I think those are the key things. And then things that are on the horizon, for real. I just, of course, we're just excited to kick off the new season for Culture Cast with some wrestling. Excited for C2E2 in March in the Chicagoland area. Just ready to connect with that. Ready to just connect with more like-minded. Follow me on, of course, my TikTok and all my social media. Just finding new ways to continue push that forward. But outside of that, man, I'm excited about my real job. I do an overnight trip for students of color every year, and right now I'm in the process of getting ready to plan that overnight bus trip for about 50 to 60 students of color, opening the door and showing them the opportunities what college can do for them. And no matter if they choose my university or they go to another school, it's just my opportunity to just provide them the eyes,
Right.
and the fuel. I'll leave you with this, like to provide you the fuel to help them drive that car. And what is the fuel? I want them to follow up. I want them to utilize every resource. I want them to elevate their mind. And then I want them to lean on love. And if you break down every letter, that spells out the word fuel, because the marathon continues.
Man, that boy good. That boy good. Like, you could tell this ain't his first rodeo, dogs. Like,
Hey,
that, damn. Got me like, bro, what Keith Lee said? Like, after he spoke to Vince, had me ready to run through a fucking wall.
through a
Boy,
fucking wall. Hey,
bruh.
to quote Glorilla, man, every day the sun won't shine, but that's why you gotta love tomorrow. And joy comes in the morning for a reason. And I think that's having that type of mindset. This ain't for you. For those who met me, like this is me in real life, and I love that. I really embrace these sayings or these moments, and I try to live by it because I feel like the more you speak it, words are powerful, and the more that you
That
speak it, man, the more that you can embrace it. And I'm not perfect. I fault. You know what I'm saying? I slip up, man. I be tripping. I do a lot of things that I need to grow from, and that's ultimate transparency. But I feel like I think that what makes me me and helps me grow. And I think people in the community, in all communities, they see that, and we all can continue to grow. We're not perfect, but we can have fun at the end of the day.
a you like every bit of what you said, and I want to walk back a second really quickly to the DreamCon aspect and saying that this is you in real life and everything. This is gonna lead to the final point of what I want to do, and I do this on every single episode, is want to give you your flowers. So um I specifically remember, and I will never forget this. We were in house 2 of the DreamCon house at DreamCon back in July. You were bringing people one by one to the side, having conversations. I was thoroughly confused by what was going on at first, but then when you brought me in, you sat me down on some dawn shit. I'm like, yo, what were you about to do? What's going on? Nigga sat me down and was like, yo, bro, I'm gonna give you your flowers and tell you every bit of what you need to know. You broke it down for me and essentially told me about me point guard and just pretty much a lot of these things. That has never been lost on me, which is why things like air it out can happen and it move and maneuver beautifully. That's why like I can have a conversation with a lot of these people in this space and everything just kind of flow evenly and accordingly. That's why my team feels like they can actually trust in me in a lot of these pieces and make sure that everything goes smoothly. That things like that are fueled by the conversations that I have with somebody like you. And it's crazy to me how I sit and listen to you and I put myself in a position thinking like, what if I'm that one student that's going like thinking about going to college but not 100% sure, not knowing what to do? Like it'd be scary for me to go to somebody like a guidance counselor or something and it just be very like, do what you want, be what you can be. But if I ran into somebody like you who gave me that passion and told me like, yo, I could actually be something of myself, especially being a person of color, who's into a niche like anime that's like at the time not really that popular, like that shit is important to be cultivated. That shit is important to be pushed and driven for these kids so that they're better. I know you realize the severity of what you do, but there's also a part of me that doesn't think that you realize the severity of what you do, bro. Like you step in every day, you have these meetings, you have these lectures with these people telling them that they can be something of themselves. You joke around a lot with the TikToks with these kids so that they have the content and stuff, but you're also setting them up to know like, hey, this is actually something that you could do like as a longevity thing if you put your mind to it. Like you're giving them platforms without even giving them the full platform. You're telling them that this is letting them weigh that decision on their own accord. If they want to do that, so be it. But you're showing them that it is possible for somebody who looks like us, thinks like us, and are into the same things that we are into. That's important because coming up specifically, I can speak for myself. There were a lot of instances where I felt like I couldn't do specific things, especially since there weren't people who looked like me doing it. So thank you, bro. Thank you for continuing to do that. Thank you for continuing to do this training arc, making people feel like, damn, I could actually lose weight. Like I say that right now as I'm in the middle of this diet. Today I could have ate like shit after we had that intermission, but I didn't. We had that conversation about the training arc. You have held me accountable before. You have asked me, hey, how's things going with this or that? You have sat there and checked in on my mentals at times. You've done a lot of those things, and none of it has felt disingenuous. None of it has felt like, damn, he doing it just for the sake of clout. Because, like, as we know, there are a lot of niggas in this space who be doing shit for the clout.com, bro. Like, I know an official nigga when I see one, and I thank you ever so much for being that person. I hope that you continue to be that person for other people as well. And that's how I know that you're going to be in those positions that everything you're asking for, that shit's going to come back tenfold to you. It's all about paying it forward, just like you said.
Appreciate that, brother, man. I received those flowers. I do. I take your words. Your words are powerful, man. You touch a real nigga soul right there. With that being said, I will not sing Finito and shoot New Jersey up going forward.
Thank you, bro. I'm sick of this shit, nigga.
Just for today, though. Just for tonight, though.
New Jersey lives to see another day.
I can't promise next time I'm lit outside and I hear that shit. I ain't no cap. I'm definitely gonna shoot New Jersey up. But for
Nigga,
tonight,
you know how it felt at that DreamCon party, bro. Shout out the worst Jen and Bland, man. You know how I felt at that DreamCon party, hearing that party. I'm gonna blow New Jersey up, and me being a mix, being from New Jersey, but being like, yeah, we gonna blow New Jersey. Like, you know how wild that felt.
Hey man, you love to see it sometimes, man. Shout out to, by the way, Chief Keef is the grandfather of everything that is music currently.
That's
Give
a
that
fact.
man his flowers, okay? If it wasn't for Sosa, it ain't. Come on, all your sounds are drill music. Pay
That's a
homage to Sosa. Period.
Well, listen, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for watching this through. This is yet another episode of Air It Out. Here with the lovely Omar Solo. Bruh gave me some fire. He gave y'all some fire. Take this. This is y'all homework for the day. Think about what y'all want to be and what y'all want to do. Continue on that training arc path that I know that y'all are on. Continue being the best person that y'all can be. And most importantly, 2 things I want to leave y'all with. First and foremost, sugar don't go on grits. Just like that nigga said, sugar do not go on grits. Hubtaku is not a place that has sugar on grits. We use cheese, butter, and things of that nature. We're going to continue to do so. Secondly, the one thing I'm going to leave y'all with, as always, make sure you continue to keep your head in the clouds.